Welcome to Brand for Good, the show for purpose-driven leaders who want to build timeless brands and create sustainable impact. I'm Lorraine Sugart, former PR and marketing executive turned founder of the disruptive agency Prosper for Purpose. I've worked with some of the world's most beloved brands, and I'm here to help you elevate your brand identity, visibility, influence, and impact. Are you ready to brand for good? Let's go. Hey, Happy New Year. Welcome to the first episode of 2025 of the Brand for Good podcast. If you're new here, I'm your host, Lorraine Sugart. I'm the founder of Prosper for Purpose, where we build and scale brands for leaders and organizations. This year, my guiding word is heart-led. It's about leading with empathy, passion, purpose, and intuition. And today, I'm bringing that focus to talk about how to build an authentic brand. You're going to hear a lot from me this year about building trust and authority. Authenticity is foundational to that effort, and it's a perfect topic to kick off the year because it aligns beautifully with the focus of this podcast, how to build a brand for good. So let's dive into how you can embrace authenticity in your brand and why it's key to building trust and authority in today's marketplace. So let's start with why authenticity matters. When it comes to building your brand, authenticity beats perfection every time. And that is because people connect with what's real, not with airbrushed, unattainable ideals, not with cute pop-ups all over a YouTube video, but when people are real and relatable. Authenticity shows humanity. It demonstrates that behind every brand is either a person or a group of people with values, goals, and a purpose. By sharing these things, you foster trust and you build authority. Think for a minute about the brands you love most. Are they the ones that seem to have everything perfectly aligned? Or are they more the ones that share their wins and their lessons learned? When you prioritize authenticity, you can build loyalty by showing up as your real, imperfect self. You foster trust because your audience knows you're honest and consistent. And you inspire action by allowing others to see themselves in your story. Let's be real. Nobody sees themselves in these videos of people standing in front of cars in first class on planes, all airbrushed, primped up. We're just tired of it, aren't we? I know I am. I want to see someone who's I can see myself in, who's relatable. And you probably do too. So it's time for us to be that for the people that we want to serve. Now, I have been saying for several months, if you've been listening to me, that content is ruling 2025. It is the year of content. But let's be honest, a lot of that content will lack heart. With the rise of AI generated material, audiences will see a lot of content that's just not relatable, and they're going to crave connection and humanity more than ever. Authentic branding fills that gap. When you infuse your story and values into your content, you create a unique space where the people you want to serve feel seen and valued. Authenticity also makes your brand resilient. Trends and algorithms change, but values endure. That's why with every client, we go through the purpose and the vision and the mission and the values. Those are the foundational pieces of your brand. And by sharing those, by leading with authenticity, you position your brand as a trusted authority in any environment. So here's a few ways you can bring authenticity into your brand. Number one, and maybe you should be taking notes, define your core values. So take time to identify your non-negotiable principles. These may be one word, they may be a phrase. Write them down and ensure they're reflected in everything your brand does, from your messaging to your partnerships. In a previous episode mid last year, I talked about how to define your core values. There's a whole episode on that. Number two, share your story. Your story is one of the most powerful tools that you have for connection. Talk about why you started your business. What drives you to keep it going? Be open about your purpose and be open about your journey. Setbacks and lessons along the way will inspire people to have more trust in you and to pay more attention. Number three is to lead with empathy. Put people first. Listen to your audience's needs and show up for them with the solutions that align not only with their needs, but your brand's mission. Number four is trust your inner voice. Don't chase trends that don't align with your values. You're not doing yourself any favors and it will be jarring to your audience. Instead, stay true to your intuition and let your unique perspective shape your brand. Number five is show your humanity. It's okay to admit when you make a mistake. By being transparent about your learning moments, your setbacks, your overcoming obstacles, you're building trust and you're showing that your brand is genuinely invested in sharing your journey, doing good, and learning. That you are a learner as well as a leader. The best leaders are. So, what are some action steps that you can take? Here's three quick actions that I came up with that I want to share with you today. So, write down your brand's top 3 to 5 values and reflect on whether your current actions align with them. You will be surprised sometimes. We chase things that we think will bring us faster success or it's just this great idea. We're great idea generators, aren't we? When you are a founder, you have no lack of ideas. But when you look at them compared to your values, you'll better be able to align with what your focus should be on and what you should let go, at least for now. Number two, share a behind the scenes moment or a story that reflects your values. Talk about a tough decision that you had to make, whether it was letting a client go or an employee or not taking an opportunity because it didn't align correctly with your values. This is one of the questions we actually use when we're hiring. We ask potential employees about a time that something that they were asked to do or put in a situation didn't align with their values and how they handled that. And number three, reach out to your audience. So be visible through social media, email, or in person, and ask how you can better serve them. What do they need that maybe you are not thinking of on your own? What would enhance a current service that you offer? Think about that and then think about how you can show up and reward their confidence and their trust in you by giving them what they need. So, as we kick off this new year of content and brand, I encourage you to think about how your brand can lead with authenticity. When you prioritize empathy, values, purpose, and intuition, you can create a brand that not only resonates deeply with your audience, but also makes a lasting impact. And isn't that what we're all here for? As I mentioned earlier, you're going to hear a lot from me this year about building trust and authority with your brand. And to help you determine where you are on your journey to achieving brand authority, I've created the free 9 point Personal Brand Authority Audit. I know it's a bit of a mouthful. 9 point Personal Brand Authority Audit. This audit is more than a self assessment, though. It's a proven system to uncover hidden gaps, clarify your positioning, and map out actionable steps to build a brand that commands respect and attention. You can use this tool to measure your progress across 9 critical categories of brand authority. Based on your scores, you'll discover exactly where you stand and you'll receive tailored recommendations to help you elevate your reputation and impact. If you're ready to start building a brand that earns trust and commands authority, head over to brandauthority.audit.prosperforpurpose.com and download this free audit today. You can find the direct link in this episode's show notes. So, thank you again for joining me on this, our first episode of 2025 of Brand for Good. If you found it inspiring, please subscribe to the podcast and share it with a friend. Don't forget to follow me on social. I'm most active on LinkedIn. Feel free to connect with me there. And I'll be sharing more tips and insights all year long on building a purpose driven brand. Here's to an authentic and impactful 2025. Let's make it our best year yet. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Brand for Good show. If you like what you heard, please hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode, and leave a review so other purpose-driven leaders can find this valuable content. To learn more about building a brand for good, please visit prosperforpurpose.com for more resources and information on all the ways you can work with us.